Dora, a bright and determined young woman, had just returned to her village in Ekpin, Akwa Ibom State, after months away at school. It was a sunny afternoon, and the familiar sights and sounds of her hometown welcomed her like an old friend. The scent of freshly roasted palm nuts and the rhythmic beats of local drummers celebrating a festival nearby filled the air. Dora had always dreamed of achieving great things, finishing her education, making her family proud, and perhaps one day becoming a caterer. However, she didn't anticipate that her visit home would change the course of her life forever. As she stepped into her family compound, shouts and warm welcome from her mother and siblings made her so happy and proud. A man named Emmanuel, a family acquaintance from far away in Kaduna, had earlier came looking for her but was told by her mother that she was not in town. Emmanuel was a handsome-looking young man. He based in Kaduna where he was pursuing his career. He came back to Akwa Ibom State in search of a bride. He was directed by his distant relative named Auntie Love to Dora's family. Emmanuel carried an air of calm authority. He had come on the recommendation of his distant relative, Auntie Love, who spoke highly of her virtues. Emmanuel had been searching for a life partner, and his family believed Dora was perfect. Emmanuel had gone from Dora's compound to his distant relative home when coincidentally Dora arrived for Yola where her school was. Dora and Auntie Love had been close friends. Dora decided on her arrival to visit her friend Auntie Love. That's where Dora and Emmanuel met for the first time of their life. After brief introductions, Emmanuel wasted no time expressing his intentions. Dora, I know this may come as a surprise, but I believe fate has brought us together. I have heard of your kindness, intelligence, and grace. I would be honored if you would consider becoming my wife. Dora was taken aback. She had barely unpacked her bags and was now being asked to consider a marriage proposal. At first, she hesitated, unsure if this was the right path for her. But as Emmanuel spoke, his sincerity and gentle demeanor began to warm her heart. He promised to support her dreams and ensure she could continue her education even after marriage. After seeking counsel from her parents and elders, and spending a few quiet moments in reflection, Dora surprised herself and everyone else by saying, "Yes, I accept." The news spread quickly through the village, and preparations for the wedding began almost immediately. The festivities were grand, colorful attire, traditional dances, and the delicious aroma of native delicacies filled the air. Dora's family ensured that she was celebrated as a queen before she left for her new life. A week later, Dora found herself in Kaduna, a bustling city far removed from the serene landscape of Ekpin. Life with Emmanuel was an adjustment. The culture was different, the language was new, and the dry climate contrasted sharply with the lush greenery she was used to. However, Emmanuel's love and support helped her adapt. Dora began to see her new life as an opportunity to grow. She enrolled in a local catering homes to continue her studies, and with Emmanuel's encouragement, she started working on community projects, blending her Akwa Ibom heritage with the culture of her new home. What began as an unexpected turn of events became a beautiful chapter of resilience, love, and ambition. Dora's story became an inspiration to many, proving that destiny often works in mysterious but meaningful ways. Dora's life in Kaduna had blossomed into a blend of purpose and determination. Alongside being a new wife, she discovered a love for baking. She began making delicious snacks like chin-chin, puff-puff, and meat pies, which she sold to the students, neighbors, and local stores. Her treats quickly became popular, earning her the nickname Madam Snacks in the community. However, life took an unexpected turn when Emmanuel, her husband, was offered admission to further his studies at a prestigious university in Edo State. It was an opportunity he couldn't pass up, and though Dora was proud of him, the separation weighed heavily on her. The absence of a child in their marriage only deepened her loneliness. At first, Dora tried to cope by immersing herself in work and baking, but the silence of her evenings became unbearable. After months of enduring the distance, she made a bold decision: she would travel to Edo State to be closer to Emmanuel. A new start in Edo State. Dora's arrival in Edo State brought mixed emotions. Emmanuel, who lived in the school hostel, couldn't accommodate her, so she moved in with her distant cousin, Ruth, who worked in the city. Ruth's home became a haven for Dora as she adjusted to her new environment. Determined to make the most of her situation, Dora applied for jobs and was soon hired as a hotel supervisor. The job was demanding, but it allowed her to interact with people, which eased her loneliness. She managed the hotel staff with efficiency and charm, earning the respect of her colleagues and the admiration of her boss. Despite her busy schedule, Dora visited Emmanuel frequently at the university. They shared quiet moments together, and she supported him as he juggled his studies. The distance between their living arrangements was challenging, but their love and shared dreams kept them connected. A glimmer of hope. One sunny morning, while supervising breakfast service at the hotel, Dora began to feel dizzy. At first, she dismissed it as exhaustion, but when the symptoms persisted, she suspected that she was pregnant. Dora couldn't contain her excitement. She immediately called Emmanuel, who was overjoyed at the news. The couple's dream of starting a family was finally coming true. Dora's pregnancy became the beacon of hope she needed, filling her life with renewed purpose and happiness. With her unwavering spirit, Dora continued working at the hotel while preparing for motherhood. Her journey was a testament to resilience and the power of love, proving that even in the face of challenges, perseverance and faith could lead to a fulfilling and joyful life. Dora's story was far from over. This was just another chapter in her inspiring tale. Dora's excitement about her supposed pregnancy turned to heartbreak when she learned it was a false alarm caused by anxiety and stress. The disappointment left her emotionally drained and vulnerable. She tried to confide in her husband, Emmanuel, but his busy schedule at the university made it difficult for him to offer the support she desperately needed. To make matters worse, Dora began hearing unsettling rumors about her cousin, Ruth, who had been frequenting the hotel where Dora worked. Ruth, a married woman, was reportedly flirting with top managers and other male staff. At first, Dora refused to believe it, defending her cousin as someone who was respectable and loving. But as the stories became harder to ignore, Dora decided to investigate. She discreetly observed Ruth's behavior at the hotel and was shocked to find that the rumors were true. Ruth seemed to have no qualms about her actions, laughing and chatting flirtatiously with the men in a way that raised eyebrows. The confrontation. Unable to contain her frustration, Dora confronted Ruth one evening at home. "Ruth," Dora wrote on a sheet of paper, her hand trembling with anger, I've heard things about you. How can you, a married woman, behave like this? Do you realize what people are saying about you? Do you even think about your handsome husband or your reputation?" Ruth, taken aback by Dora's directness, scoffed. "Dora, you don't understand," she replied dismissively. "Life is not as simple as you think. I have needs, and my husband is barely around. Besides, what I do is none of your business." Dora's fury boiled over. "None of my business? You're my cousin, Ruth. You live in my home, and your actions reflect on me. Do you even care about the consequences of your choices? What if your husband finds out? What if these men decide to use you and throw you away? Don't you value yourself?" Ruth rolled her eyes and stormed out of the room, leaving Dora fuming and hurt. The aftermath. The confrontation left a rift between the cousins. Ruth began avoiding Dora, and their once close relationship became strained. Meanwhile, Dora's depression deepened. The stress of managing her job, dealing with Ruth's behavior, and coping with her own emotional struggles began to take a toll on her health. Dora realized she needed help. She sought advice from a local pastor, who encouraged her to focus on her own well-being and to pray for Ruth. She also started attending therapy sessions to address her depression and anxiety, which gradually helped her regain her strength and clarity. Though the situation with Ruth remained unresolved, Dora decided to distance herself from her cousin's choices. She focused instead on rebuilding her own sense of purpose and finding peace within herself. Dora's journey was far from easy, but she began to understand that some battles are best fought with patience, self-care, and faith.